What's up, Epic 7? Tristen Wulf here, coming to you with a guide to hopefully answer that question that's been on a lot of your guys' minds. Where the heck do I farm? So Epic 7 has changed a lot over the past few days, and so has where you farmed. With the removal of unrecorded history and putting that into the Book of Memories, the changes to the AP system, a lot has changed. So I'm going to try to help you figure out what the best places to farm are. So if you're going to ask me for the best place to farm, like the best place to farm, I'm going to consider the amount of reward you can get per stamina spent. Now, there's a couple of things you can do to boost this reward. First of all, make sure you're in a guild that's giving you the guild buffs, the Blessing of Wealth and the Blessing of Knowledge. This will help you earn more gold as well as more XP, and that's exactly what you're looking for. Another thing you can do is you can go over to the shop, and you should do this during buff events. You go to the normal shop, in the shop, and go all the way to the bottom. You will have lasting effect 50% XP booster for 1 day for 150 or for 3 days for 300. I recommend just getting the 151 unless you know you have enough resources and time to dedicate to farming for multiple days. Because if you can only farm for 2 days, you might as well just buy this twice and center it around when you can be active. But if you know you're going to be able to farm for 3 days and you got the resources, you got the leaves to do it, this is a nice one. This will add 50% XP to the mobs, is literally straight up adding 50% more stigma. So instead of making 100 million gold from stigma, you're going to make 150 million gold from stigma. So it's a huge boost to your gold income, and it's something you want to do when you're farming gold in Adventure. Another thing that you can do in the shop is you can go up to the packs section, and this costs real money, so you don't have to do it. But something that you can look at is the monthly packs. And if you look at monthly pack number 1, it has got a 10% boost. So again, instead of making 100 million gold, you're going to making 110 million gold. Every little bit, and this stacks with the 50% XP boost you bought, so you'll be making 60%. Instead of 100 million, you're now up to 160 million gold if you stack both of these, and this lasts all month long. This one's pretty value to get. It's not very expensive, and it comes with a boatload of Skystones and some free quick battles. This one right here does give 5% boost to the gold. It is nice to get 70 extra energy per day. If you're starved for stamina, that can be nice, but the 5% gold doesn't really impact it that much. You're talking about going from 100 million gold to 105 million gold. I mean, if you want to min-max, get it, but it is $10. It's nowhere near the value as this one, and it's twice the price. So I usually avoid this one, only recommend this one, but you do you. If you want to get both and max it out, go for it. Once you've got those two buffs in place, you always want to look for an AP or buff event. There's one when this video comes out, and they happen quite often. First things first, I'm going to cover AP because that's the easiest. No matter where you farm in the story, if you need AP, it all pays out the same. If you're in episode 1 and you farm the Rampage stage, well, look at this. You get 8 AP for farming this stage, and it costs 8 AP to do this stage. If you decide you want to slide over to episode, we'll go to Eurasia and farm this stage, you will get 20 AP, but it costs 20 stamina to do the stage. Every single place in the game is a 1-to-1 ratio. Whatever the stamina cost to do the stages, that's the AP cost. So that one's pretty easy. Where do you farm if you just need AP? You farm wherever the heck you want to farm. Ideally, the place you can farm the easiest, maybe that's got better gold or better charms or drops more friends. You can walk friendship units to level up your friend units. Whatever your secondary need is, focus on the secondary need because AP is just farm any adventure stage to get AP. Now, I will point out that it is only adventure stages that drop AP. If you go into any side story, be it Book of Memories or be it the currently active side story, there are no AP drops inside of any side story event. So that's something you should be aware of. As far as which stage is the best, I'm going to show you a little chart here. After doing a lot of analysis, we've come up with this chart. I know this is a lot to digest. It looks sloppy and all over the place, but I will try to break it down for you a little bit easier. I ran hundreds and hundreds of fights to gather a lot of detail to try to get an average payout without having any buffs beyond what the guild gives you. I didn't buy any buffs. I didn't do this during buff events that impacted this. I didn't buy any XP boosters. I didn't even get the monthly packs. I wanted it to be as clean as possible so your numbers will only be bigger. Now, if we look at the gold column and the stigma column, I treated these like the same column because gold, the stigma, you're going to use the stigma to buy penguins, turn into gold most likely, although there are other things you can do with stigma. That's the primary use. So I came up with this E-gold column, the effective gold per stamina. And effective gold is figuring out how much the stamina is worth converted into penguins on average, and then adding that to the gold. So our number one highest payout stage for gold was Chapter 510, The Chase. It paid 5,600 gold per stamina spent on average. Slightly behind it was Eulogy for a Saint, which is the Book of Memories side story. It paid out 5,400 gold per stamina, and not far behind that was A Hidden Truth. Those were the three highest paying gold farming stages, and then they were followed up by episode 3 stages and episode 2 stages, which paid decent gold, and then episode 1 stage and unrecorded history stage still paid decent gold. Not great, nothing to write home about. They still paid okay gold. And the lowest gold payout stages, even factoring in selling every piece of gear that dropped, Hunts and Rift and Spirit Altar were by far and away the worst for gold. They did pay out a decent chunk of gold, but nothing compared to the gold per stamina you got for farming adventure stages. So what that means is when it comes to farming gold, here's your tiers. Top of the S tier, episode 2 Chase, followed by Eulogy for a Saint, followed by A Hidden Truth, Chapter 41010. These are all so close that you want to consider the speed at which you can clear it. You can farm about 12 to 15 runs of Eulogy for a Saint in the time it takes to farm Chapter 51010 with a comparable team. It is much, much slower, but I'm not looking at speed here. I'm looking at efficiency. What is the best gold per stamina? And this is your order for best gold per stamina, followed by 310, followed by 210, followed by unrecorded, rampage, and then your hunts and rift. Now let's move on to the next thing that people want to know about, the charms you get. Now, I came up with effective charms column. Effective charms is taking regular charms that drop, converting them into powder, and adding that together and averaging that out per stamina. And by far and away, the best floor for farming charms is still, by a landslide, Eulogy for a Saint 3-7. Eulogy for a Saint drops almost 20% more charms than any other stage. And the reason for this is pretty clear. Eulogy for a Saint, you have 5 battles in a row. Everywhere else, you only have 3 battles. That's 20% chance for more charms, more gear, more powder to drop, and therefore 20% more gear, charms, and powder altogether. So you will not find a better place to farm charms than Eulogy for a Saint, but do be aware that Eulogy for a Saint does not drop any AP, and it does not drop any of the other special perks that you can get from farming adventure stages. Adventure stages can drop Skystones, Leafs, Proof of Courage. Remember, there is no longer urgent missions. Proof of Courage are just a normal drop from farming adventure, and they honestly drop pretty freaking rapidly, so you're never going to run out of Proof of Courage, I think. Dropped Catalysts. It can also very, very, very rarely, like stupid rarely, you can walk into a stage that's got the little golden gate that opens up, and you walk through it and you're in the goblin treasury, and a gold chest opens up, and out will pop some leaps, or out will pop rare charms, purple charms, or out will pop a gold transmit stone. When I say this is rare, in all of my farming and all the experimentation I did to get all of this data, thousands of stamina, I got 1 gold transmit stone. It can happen, but don't think you're going to be able to just farm ML5 pulls, right? It's a nice little perk, it's a nice little thing, but I don't think it's something that should really be driving where you farm. It's just a nice add me, fun little thing to see pop out of a chest. So anyway, I digress. Eulogy for Saint, best for charms, closely followed by practically a 4-way tie between episodes 2, 3, 4, and 5. The reason 3 is slightly higher than 2, 4, and 5 is because episode 3 only costs 16 stamina, but the gear quality is pretty comparable to what drops on 4 and 5. So because it's a lower stamina, even though it's only a slightly lower gear quality, you wind up getting more powder in the long run. But I gotta tell you, farming's episode 3 is a pain in the butt. Almost all of the bosses on episode 3 do stupid things. They stealth, they proc skill null, they throw up defense buffs. It makes it a pain in the ass to farm, so I in general recommend you avoid episode 3 and just go straight for episode 4. And if you can't do 4, stick with episode 2, unless you've just got a team that can consistently farm episode 3 stages. Kind of a pain in the butt stage. After that, episode 1, the gear drop is just so pathetic, even though it only costs 8 stamina to go in. The gear drop's so pathetic that the charms you get out of it are really, really low. And unrecorded history doesn't drop any gear at all. So you get only the charms that drop from unrecorded history, making it by far and away the worst place to farm. Well, I guess you could say the Hunt and Rift are the worst place to farm because you may be keeping that gear, you may be converting that gear into mod boxes. You're probably not selling all of that gear for charms, and even if you were, it's really, really a small amount of charms from selling the gear. So let's see how this would stack up on a tier list. So once again, Eulogy for a Saint is the S tier farm for charms, but A tier is still a solid place for charms, especially when you consider the other benefits you get from farming the story. 3, 5, 4, 2, they're all pretty much the same rate of charm drop. I put 3 at the top, even though it's the hardest to farm. I would recommend sticking with 4 and 5. And then in a B tier, episode 1 is really not that great for charms, and then unrecorded history is just plain old terrible for charms. Unrecorded history is being phased out, guys. There's really no reason to go there, and Rifts and Hunts bringing up the rear. Okay, let's talk about the next thing. We've covered AP, we've covered charms, we've covered gold. Now let's talk about friendship farming. Now, friendship farming is something that you may want to do because when you get units to friendship 10, you unlock free 3 Molagoras, which can be applied to the unit, and if the unit's already plus 15, you get free Molagoras for anybody that you could just use anywhere. So there is a benefit to farming to friendship 10, especially as quick as possible. A lot of people, before they spend Molagora on a unit, they want to friendship 10 it to get that first run of Molagora out. Also, some units unlocking friendship 10 will unlock special wallpapers that you can use in your lobby. Harsetti and Luna jump to mind. Also, you can unlock expressions, voice lines, some really nice things there. And if you're relatively new, getting friendship 3, 6, or 10 will unlock reputation bonuses that give you bookmarks. And there's, I believe, an entire pity, if not more, worth of bookmarks waiting for you if you unlock all of the reputation bonuses from farming things to friendship 10. So there's a legitimate reason to want to be able to walk units that are just there to have their friendship level, to not really participate in the fight. When we look at the tier list for friendship farm along with everything else, this is what we get. Again, Eulogy for a Saint for the 3rd time in a row is in the S tier, and then episode 1 for friendship farming, which for everything else, episode 1 was pretty low ranked on the gold and charm range. As you can see, if you want to farm gold and charms, it's going to be hard to also friendship farm unless you're doing Eulogy for a Saint, and when you do Eulogy, you're passing up on the AP bonuses and the special drop. Now we'll just talk about, the general things that everybody kind of already knows. If you're farming gear, then hunts are good, but Rift is always better. If you're looking for crafting mats, only hunts drop those. If you're looking for runes, only Spirit Altar drops those. And if you're looking for Reforge mats, Rift is good, but hunts are better for Reforge mats. So let's look at our final tier list that's going to show everything bundled together. Here's your full tier list for where's the best place to farm. If you're just looking for gold, charms, and friendship, Eulogy for a Saint knocks it out of the park. If you're just looking for gold, charms, or gold and charms, and you also want some of the other sweet bonuses like AP and the special drops, then you should stick with episode 410 or episode 510. They pay the best charms of the adventures, and they pay the best gold of the adventures combined, and you still get the benefit of the drops, and they can be farmed with some friendship, not the best. If you're looking for gear, and gear's all you care about, then of course Rift is the best, followed by the 3 stages of hunts, with the Ogre's Armory being the lowest tier gear. If you're looking for Reforge mats, all of the hunts are better than Rift. And Rift is, you know, it drops some Reforged mats. And Spirit Altar, I think it goes without saying that the stronger the Spirit Altar is, the better the drops are. So there you go, guys. Now let's talk about how to farm these stages. Like I said, if you care about AP and you care about the special drops, you're going to want to go over to this episode, and we're going to zoom out here, and we're going to head over to Eurasia, and I'm going to go into episode 10S, Twilight Cape, and I'm going to go fight Chase number 2. This is the hardest fight on this round. And just to show you how it works, I am going to take in Bomb Model Kana. If you have Bomb Model Kana on Bloodstone, perfection. Will help speed the fight along for speed buff, and the Bloodstone for healing will keep you alive. Strongly recommend this. It's always a good idea to put your farming unit in the front so it can die and your friendship unit can come in and help out. If you don't have Bloodstone, pick it up from the selector tickets. But if you still don't have Bloodstone, you can swap Kana out for any Soul Weaver to keep you healthy. Momo, Angelica, any healer to help keep the team up and going. It's just you lose a little bit of damage, so you're going to slow down the run. Next, I recommend Vivian. Vivian is a fantastic damage dealer, and she will attack buff the whole team, letting us do more damage. And last is Free Spirit Tieria. She is our main DPS unit and clear unit. I'll show you these units. My Free Spirit Tieria is on pretty low end gear. 337 crit damage is nice, sure, but only 2,700 attack, only 7k health, not very fast. I am sure, I mean, level 85 gear, I'm sure you can build a better Tieria than this. And the better a Tieria you can build, the faster you can farm this. I've put her on an XP boosting artifact. There are several of these. You can find them if you click the artifacts and you click the max enhance button. Go down here and select show growth bonus artifacts. And this will show you all of your growth artifacts. And there are several that boost XP. There are some that boost friendship. So you want to make sure you're wearing one of the XP. They do not stack. It'll say only one can be applied. So you only need this on one unit to make sure you get more XP. And remember, 15% more XP is 15% more stigma. That's 15% more gold. And it just occurred to me that, you know, this is a friendship unit. If you have some, make sure you put an artifact that increases friendship acquired. Now, only the hero who's wearing this artifact will get the benefit. So if you have multiple friendship artifacts, make sure you put them on multiple heroes that you're friendship farming. So we'll go ahead and put a friendship artifact on Victorica so she can level up a little faster. Vivian, we're just going to build a damage Vivian. Again, not super duper strong. Time Matter is nice, but not a must. She's mostly here just to attack buff and help clear the wave mobs. I got her a little bit of speed. I got her a lot of crit damage and attack. I just basically threw a random Destro set on her. If you can build a stronger one, it's even better. She's just here to lay down damage and attack buffs. And that's the whole team. Let's watch it fly. Now, we'll set a timer for this so you can see it's kind of painfully slow, but it does chew through it. See what I mean by not being the fastest thing in the world? If you're wanting to friendship farm and you're wanting to spam stuff quickly, that's where Eulogy for a Saint comes in. It's a lot faster. So we'll go over to the side stories. We'll pull up the Book of Memories. Now, for those of you who don't have Eulogy for a Saint unlocked, it'll cost you 900 Sky Stones to buy a key to unlock it. So you can decide whether that's worth it to you or not. Once you're in Eulogy for a Saint, you want to farm through all the stages until you can get to stage 3, and all 4 of these sword and shield stages pay out the same, but I find Gray's Field to be the easiest of them to do. And the nice thing about this is we can take Free Spirit Tieria and we can ditch everybody except for a couple of friendship farming units. So I will take I'll take my newly minted Crow, and I don't know who else needs friendship farming, so we'll just stick a Phantasm on the team just as an example. So we'll just hit start. Now watch the difference in speed. You might notice the difference in speed here. There's the first stage dead. There's the second stage dead. And this is the third stage. It's dead now too. There's also a fourth stage. It's dead. Then we get to a fifth stage and it's dead except for the boss. But the boss is so damn slow that Tieria is going to lap it, and then that boss will be dead too. And now it's dead too. a little bit faster, don't you think? And the biggest issue with the Eulogy for a Saint is it does drop the gear. So at the end, when you're done, you're going to have to go into your gear and into your inventory and sell the gear. You can do it right here, or you can just do it in bulk from your inventory screen. It just kind of sucks. You have to manually do it. That's why Eulogy for Saint is so fast, but you'll notice there's no AP payout. None at all. There's no special drops. There's no Goblin's Lair. There's no Proof of Courage. So you're giving up on all that for the speed and friendship farming you get out of this stage. Focus on your biggest return on investment. If you need golden charms, but you're stacked with AP, farm Eulogy for a Saint. It's fast, it's incredibly profitable, and you can friendship farm some units. But if you need AP, then stick to chapters 4 and 5. That way you get the AP, really good gold, decent charms. You can friendship farm one unit at a time, and you get those nice spiffy extra rewards. So if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And you guys have a great rest of your week. Happy farming, everybody.